So, if you're working with data in Python, you already know that visualizing it is absolutely essential. Today, we're going to dive into a library that makes this whole process not just easier, but honestly, a lot more beautiful. We're talking about Seaborn. You know the feeling, right? You spend hours, maybe even days, cleaning your data, running your analysis, and then it's time to make a plot. And suddenly getting it to look just right, actually ready for presentation, feels like this whole other monumental task. It's a super common frustration, but believe me, it really doesn't have to be that way. I mean, this is what we usually get right out of the box. And look, it shows the data. Sure, it's functional, but it's not very exciting, is it? It's kind of the plain white t-shirt of data visualization. It gets the job done, but it's definitely not going to turn any heads. And that right there is the heart of the problem. A library like Matplotlib is incredibly powerful, no doubt about it. You can customize anything. But its default settings can be, well, a little lackluster. It often takes a ton of extra code, a lot of tweaking, just to get a figure that looks polished and professional. But here's the thing, aesthetics aren't just about making things look pretty. As the folks who created Seaborn point out themselves, good design is actually crucial for communication. A really attractive, well-designed figure grabs your audience's attention and pulls them in, making the insights you found that much more powerful. Okay, so how do we fix this? How do we get those beautiful, super communicative plots without all the headache? Well, this is exactly where Seaborn comes into the picture. So what is Seaborn exactly? Well, it's not a replacement for Matplotlib. It's actually built right on top of it. The best way to think about it is like a fantastic set of upgrades. It makes complicated tasks way simpler and gives you these stunning results right out of the box, all while letting you tap into Matplotlib's power whenever you need to. And the benefits? You see them immediately. First off, it's just so much easier to use. It's built to work directly with Pandas data frames, which, let's be honest, is a huge time saver. It also comes with these gorgeous built-in themes and color palettes, and it makes creating really sophisticated statistical plots, the kind that are a real pain in Matplotlib, feel almost effortless. And here is the absolute best part. You don't have to learn some brand new complicated system to get all this. The magic, that big transformation from a basic plot to something beautiful, it all starts with just one single line of code. And wow, just look at the difference. This says it all. Just by importing Seaborn and setting the theme, every single plot you make after that automatically gets this clean, modern, and way more readable style. No extra work needed, just an instant, massive improvement. All right, let's get our hands dirty. Let's see just how easy it is to get started by making a couple of the most common types of plots you'll probably need. Okay, first up, a count plot. This is your go-to when you just want to see how many times each category shows up in your data. And just look at that code. It's one simple, really readable line. You just tell Seaborn what data to use and which column you want to count. That's it. And boom, there's your result. A clean, nicely colored bar chart. Clear labels, it's ready to go. The simplicity here is just, it's fantastic. Okay, let's try another one. A real workhorse of data viz, the scatter plot. This is what you use to explore the relationship between two different numerical variables. And again, the command is so intuitive. You just specify your x-axis, your y-axis, and what data you're using. And there you have it. Instantly, we can see the pattern, right? As the total bill gets higher, the tip also tends to go up. The plot is clean, the points are clear, the axes are labeled for you. It just works. Okay, so that's cool, but what if we want to get a little more sophisticated? The real power of statistical visualization is when you start adding more layers of information, and Seaborn makes this unbelievably simple. So we've got our scatter plot showing the bill versus the tip, but is that the whole story? I mean, does this relationship hold true for everyone? For instance, do smokers and non-smokers tip any differently? How could we even show that on our 2D plot? This right here is where Seaborn is just magic. We don't need to write any complex logic or make a bunch of different plots. We just take our original command and add one more argument, hue. By setting hue to our smoker column, we're basically just telling Seaborn, hey, color the dots based on this category. And would you look at that? Instantly, our plot is transformed. It's the same data, but now it's color-coded. Seaborn even added a legend for us, telling us what's what. We've just added a whole third dimension of information with a single word. This is what a high-level library is all about. So we know you can create these really informative plots super easily, But Seaborn also gives you simple, powerful tools to control the overall look and feel, so you can make sure your plot is absolutely perfect for your audience.
And Seaborn makes this super easy by breaking it down into two main ideas: style and context. So style is all about the aesthetics, things like the background color, whether you have a grid or not. And context is all about scaling. It adjusts the size of your labels, your lines, and all the other elements so they look great whether you're putting the plot in a research paper or up on a giant poster.
And to get you started, Seaborn comes with 5 built-in styles you can play with. The default is dark grid, which is awesome for just exploring your data, but you might prefer white grid for a cleaner look, or maybe just white or ticks for that more traditional publication-ready figure.
And hey, here's a little pro tip for a final touch of polish. A lot of modern plots get rid of the top and right borders. They call them spines for a cleaner look. In Seaborn, that's not some complicated setting you have to go hunting for. Nope, it's a single function call, sns.dspine. It's these little thoughtful details that make this library such a joy to work with.
If you need an easy way to remember the difference, just think of it like this. Style is your plot's outfit. Is it wearing a casual outfit with a grid, or is it more formal with a clean white background? And context is the sizing of that outfit. Is it sized for a small paper, a medium-sized talk, or a really large poster? You know, we've really only just scratched the surface here, but you can already see how Seaborn completely changes data visualization from a chore into a really fun, creative process. It lets you focus on the story your data is trying to tell. So the real question now is, what amazing stories are hiding in your data, just waiting to be discovered?